Good morning, guys. It's 8 a.m. I woke up at 7, had a cold shower, made my bed, and then went downstairs and did my yoga. And then now I'm gonna have my first meal of the day. We got 85 grams of avocado with 4 whole eggs and 1 cup of egg whites. And of course, I'm having my drink here to help with digestion and immune health. So we eat this, and then at 9 a.m. I have to go to the gym because I have a meeting to be on a podcast, which is real exciting. And then I'm gonna be heading to Chapters and Starbucks to get some work done. And then later on, I'm going to train with a friend. At 2 p.m. we'll be training legs, so we got lots of footage for you guys. All right, guys, it's now 1 p.m. and I'm gonna head to the bookstore to read a book called Decisive. I have issues choosing and making decisions. You know, I'm really indecisive, so I'm gonna go finish that book. You know, my dad gave me a great tip. Told me to go to the bookstore and actually just pick up the books and then read them and then just put them back down, don't actually buy them. And I can just keep going back and forth and read books that way instead of paying for books. So I'm doing that with that book and almost done it. It's 1 o'clock and I'm going to train legs with Dorian at 2. So I just got my drinks ready. I've got my pre-workout drink. It's just Hyde with a bunch of pump ingredients and stuff. You guys know exactly what I got in there. And then for intra workout, we got the 60 grams of highly branched cyclic dextrin and 30 grams of hydrolyzed whey protein. Added some ice in it because I'm going to be packing my bag now. I'm going to go read and then head to the gym to meet Dorian for 2:30. Okay, guys, for our metabolic leg session, we started off with NOS sets. NOS stands for neurological overload sets. We did this on the barbell back squat, as you can see here. And one issue that I was having at the gym here with Dorian was the squat rack was a little too high. The safety was too high. So when we were warming up, and every time I would squat, I would go too far down and I kept smashing the safety. So I had to be more conscious in the working sets here and like make sure I don't go too deep. So I couldn't go to absolute parallel. I like to squat to parallel. So I had to lose a little bit of depth. Not a big deal, but it was kind of throwing me off because I was trying to make sure I wouldn't go too far down. And yeah, so we just did 3 working sets of these NOS sets. And what they essentially are triple drop sets. So as you can see there, we have a 25 on each side. And we put 3 10s on each side, and we would just do 12 to 15 reps, strip a 10, 12 to 15 reps, strip a 10, 12 to 15 reps, strip a 10, and 12 to 15 reps. So it's 4 total sets in 1 set. You're doing 3 drops in 1 set, and then you rest, and you'll repeat that. And see, I was confused there because I thought I already took the weight off the other side for some reason. I don't know what I was thinking. You know, that's what happens. You know, your brain doesn't function right when you're doing 50 reps for quads. But no, honestly, in all honesty, this is a fantastic way to blow up your legs or any muscle group. Doing NOS sets is a great way to get in more volume and more cell swelling to elicit more hypertrophic benefits. So what you're going to want to do is have specific lighter workouts. Like this is my light leg workout pretty much, right? So the goal is to accumulate as many metabolites as I can by performing as many muscle contractions as I can in a shorter period of time. Thus the name metabolic leg session, because you're trying to accumulate more metabolites, because metabolites like lactic acid actually elicit protein synthesis and can help your muscles grow faster. So you're going to want to vary your stimulus with any muscle you train. Every single muscle, it can react well to multiple different stimuli. So this is the case with legs, with myself and others included. You don't want to just stick to heavy squats all the time, just working in the 6 to 8 rep range. You want to do both because your body it adapts quite quickly, and it's going to get used to that and efficient at executing those movement patterns and dealing with those mechanical stressors. So when you switch to more metabolic stressors, you work in this high repetition, low rest, like this crazy lactic thresholds, you're going to experience such great growth in your legs. It's ridiculous. Not to mention, when you're performing more of these repetitions, you're actually training your nervous system to be much more efficient and effective at firing properly. So you can engage and activate those muscle fibers much better just by simply doing more repetitions. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. I can go into more detail if you guys have more questions about that. If you do, just leave a comment below. But yeah, so that's a great thing to start off with. And we did it with the back squat. And then we moved on to doing some muscle round variations again for more volume, which you'll see in a bit. And Dorian's here repping it out. I was actually very surprised because, you know, he trains legs once a week. He trains very hard though, and he has a lot of athletic ability. Honestly, I was huffing and puffing, like so out of breath after each set, and he was dealing with it just fine. Like he would smash it, and then like he wouldn't be completely out of breath. Myself, you know, I'd be totally gassed. I don't have a very athletic background, so you know my cardiovascular system isn't very advanced right now, but again, this is an amazing way to upregulate your metabolism, elicit more of an EPOC effect. EPOC stands for excess post-oxygen consumption. That's basically the phenomenon that people talk about when they say like the afterburn effect, or having your metabolism upregulated for up to 48 hours after your workout. That's the EPOC effect, and that is huge. So when you do a lot of repetitions like this, when you do giant sets or a lot of drop sets, you're accumulating a much greater demand for oxygen. So your body needs to replenish that oxygen later on, and it's deprived because you used so much oxygen to get shuttled to the working muscle during the workout that it's under oxygen stress, so there's not enough oxygen afterwards. And that effect is what upregulates your metabolism, because your body's trying to recover and compensate for that increase in the training session. So we went on to K-muscle rounds here. Just did one set on leg extensions. K-muscle rounds are basically a rest pause fashion. So you choose a weight you can get 6 reps with, but then you choose a weight you can get 10 reps with, but then you just do 6, then you rest for 5 seconds and repeat 6 more times for a total of 7 sets in one set, and it adds up to 30 total repetitions with that exact same weight that you would have only got 10 reps for if you went to absolute failure without utilizing the rest pause technique. So another amazing way to get much more volume in, a lot more volume, and it's very good. So highly recommend you guys try some of that. I'm going to actually also take this time to update you guys. I'm going to be upping my intake on this reverse diet. I'll have more details in the next vlog that I'm actually recording today, and it's going to be posted tomorrow. So I'll update you guys on that. Real excited for that, but I'm also extremely excited because I'm nearing my goal. So in January 2017, I set the goal that I wanted to transform 100 people's bodies, and I just got the pictures set for the 71st person. So we've transformed 71 people's bodies this year so far, and my goal was 100. So we got a few more months left. I got like 4 more months left to get 29 more people to work with that, continue working with them and transform their bodies. So I'm really I'm going hard pushing, starting to reach out more to try to get even more people to help them out and transform their bodies and then get their pictures, just so I want to hit that deadline. I want to hit that goal. I want to get 100 people. Next year I'm going to set a new goal, make it bigger. I'm going to aim for 250 or 500 people maybe. We'll see. We'll see when January comes, and we'll see how this goal goes. But we're pushing for that 100 person transformation. That's honestly, I love it. I love seeing people just work so hard to achieve something, and then having them actually achieve it and being so proud of how far they've came, and then it's great. So yeah, I'm just like so excited for that. That's like my main goal that I'm working towards. But let's get back to the workout. So we did K-muscle rounds for hamstring curls as well. I personally love seated leg curls, but we had the laying leg curl here, and it worked well. Usually at my gym, LA Fitness, it doesn't feel as great because of the groove. It doesn't match your strength curve at my home gym in LA Fitness, so I usually don't like that much, but this one actually felt great, so that was good. And you can see I have my intro workout there. You guys know I always put 60 grams of highly branched cyclodextrin and 30 grams of hydrolyzed whey protein in there. Strawberry banana shake flavor with 1.5 liters of water. Tastes amazing. I love sipping that. It's like a strawberry banana milkshake that I sip through my workout. And honestly, the pumps are incredible. That performance is incredible. I really notice a difference in pumps when I use an intra-workout supplement or I don't. So those are like a staple in all my workouts. Like I can't recommend anything else. You can have candy and stuff, but I don't like the thought of having to chew while I'm training. I don't like to eat things while I'm training. It's like sipping is much more enjoyable. And I'm always really thirsty during training anyways. But pro tip real quick, if you're trying to lose body fat, try tracking your water intake and drink more water. So I personally drink 8 liters per day. When I'm cutting, I drink 10 liters a day usually. And I have no problem adding using artificial sweeteners. So I use like Mio and like this like calorie-free Kool-Aid flavoring, like a watermelon flavor. Makes water taste great and helps you stay full and helps you stay on your diet. So that's a pro tip there. Try to aim for like 6 liters if you're a guy, and try to aim for 4 liters if you're a girl. Track that daily, stick to that, and you won't be as hungry. Now, moving on to this quad superset. After those muscle rounds, we did a quad superset, and I'm originally supposed to do front squats supersetted with leg extensions, but the squat rack was taken, so we did leg press supersetted with leg extensions. Just going for 10 to 15 reps on the leg extension. 10 to 15 reps on the leg press, and then 15 to 20 reps on the leg extension. Just lightweight. And what I like to do is make sure I'm holding onto the handles to make sure I'm holding my body down. You don't want to let your butt come off. As soon as you let your butt come off, you're relieving the tension in your quad and it's not being stable. So any exercise you do, lock down all of your joints. Whatever you're doing, keep everything in place and only move at the joint that needs to be moved. So for example, leg press, you want your hips in place, you want your shoulders in place, you want that to never move throughout the entire range of motion. Only flexion you want is knee flexion. So you want your knees to bend, you don't want your hips to bend and rotate upwards while you're doing leg press, because if you let your hips roll forward for a greater range of motion by bringing your legs back more, then your spine's going to curve. So your lumbar spine is going to have lordosis, and that's the curvature that you don't want. That's an exterior curvature outwards, which will put a lot more strain on your lumbar spine. Not good. So we did this 3 sets of that, resting in between, of course, just about 1 minute each. Basically, by the time each person finished our sets, that's when we swapped. And then we went on to a hamstring superset. First exercise was stiff leg dumbbell deadlifts. And with these, I like to do a slight bend in my knees and, of course, a lot of hip hinge action. So, because my issue is in the past, I've completely kept my knees straight and just bent at the hip and shot my hips backwards and had no bend in the knee, and I was running into these nagging hamstring issues that kept getting flared up whenever I would train legs, because I was stretching my hamstring too far. I was putting too much tension too deep on the hamstring tie-in, and it would explode up with heavy dumbbells, and it was just tearing it. It wasn't good. So now I just keep a slight bend in my knee, and then I start doing the hip hinge and keeping the stress on my hamstring. And the second exercise was the lane hamstring curl for the superset, just doing 15 to 20 reps. I see with Dorian, he likes the same thing. He does a slight bend in his knee as well. He likes to go higher rep on these. He tends to feel it much better when he does lighter weights, and that's totally fine. You can see his form's picture perfect, of course. Squeezing glutes, shooting the hips in, activating the hamstrings, doing what needs to be done.
Well, this is my music.
We were just killing it. It was a great workout. It was a hot day too. Went for a walk after this workout just to help get some lactic acid out. That's one mistake that a lot of people make. Whenever you're training legs, never sit down. Anytime you train legs and you sit down for a certain period of time, you're letting that lactic acid pool into your legs, and then you're just gonna be way more sore the next day because it's not getting flushed out. So make sure you go for like a 5 to 10 minute walk, or at least just do some movement after you train legs, whether it be stretching, anything. That's gonna help drastically reduce your DOMS, which is delayed onset muscle soreness. That's a whole nother can of worms. We're not gonna go into that discussion. DOMS is not an exact signal for whether you're making gains or not. And we finished off with some calf training, and that concludes the workout. Hope you guys enjoyed the workout, and we'll get back to the vlog. Just got home from training legs with Dorian, just showered up, and now I'm gonna have my post-workout meal. We got 250 grams of extra lean ground beef with 300 grams of basmati rice and 2 cups of stir-fried vegetables just cooked up in the pan. Of course, we're gonna have our drink here that helps with digestion. Gonna be adding some Frank's Red Hot to that, and then I have to edit a YouTube video to be posted tomorrow. Since today's Sunday, I also do client check-ins, so I have a few more client check-ins to check up on. I got most of them done this morning, but we're gonna finish that up, edit the video, reply to all clients, and then read. Okay, it's 6:30 p.m. now. I'm gonna have my last meal at night. I usually sleep around 10:30, so it's not a big deal. I'll just eat like 4 hours before bedtime. We got 120 grams of oats with a scoop and a half of chocolate whey protein, and I actually added these toffee flavor drops, and I'm gonna put a little bit of salt on top. It's gonna taste real good. I'm just sitting here finishing up my work, and then I'm gonna be going to bed in about half an hour. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did enjoy the video, please give me a thumbs up. It really helps the channel out, and you know I'll be making videos daily, so I'll see you guys tomorrow.